Saturday Night Live with
Hey, COVID edition.
COVID-19. What's up, Johnny?
Not much. What's up, Andrew?
Nothing. I'm coming to you from my bunker. I'm in the bunker here in Palm Springs, California. My wife and I, we escaped for a few weeks to Palm Springs in a little rental property, doing some light construction, living the dream. What's up with you?
Oh, you're such a manly man.
I know, right? I'm really playing that up, this angle of my gardening. And gardening doesn't sound so manly. Landscaping is such a manlier word than gardening.
It's a lot different than, oh, I'm quite the green thumb.
Right. I'm scaping, I'm unearthing this ground, moving earth. I don't know.
So you're doing
that's all gendered.
That's what? Yeah, that's general. We
shouldn't
like
gender the differences between gardening and landscaping. But anyway, that's not what we're here to talk about anyway. We're here to give each other backup on issues and things in our life that we need backup on. So me and Johnny, we're good friends, and we come to each other for backup. So what do you got this week, Johnny?
And 3 times
what do you need?
Or we get that backup from each other.
We're like dentists, but like with a worse percentage.
You're right.
3 out of 4 times.
All right, I'll start. Okay. I don't really know how to word this. So Aaron and I.
That's why we have a podcast, by the way, right there. I don't know how to say this, but I'm going to try for 45 minutes.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be polished. This isn't an act. This is just, this is just fodder. Okay, so Aaron and I, my wife and I, we have the same, like we pool our money together in accounts. It's all joint, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Do you guys do that or no?
No. We have a joint savings account, but we keep separate checking accounts, yeah.
So we have the same, so when money, like when one of us irrationally spends money, it's our money. Like it literally is my money's her money's my money. And so we'll give each other grief, and I'll buy everything. I complain because she's always buying things, but they're for the house. She says, oh, this is for the house. So this is like the things I buy this is my impression of her. The things I buy are for us. It's for the house, like pillows for the lawn furniture or clay pots for the patio. And, things you buy, you just buy things that are for you, which is true. Like if I spend money, it's on, records or shoes or just, things that are not benefiting the family in any way. Mm-hmm. But I don't think, I don't think that's a solid argument, because I just look at it like if I was a single guy, I wouldn't buy the things she's buying for us. You know what I mean?
I see.
I would be buying pillows for patio furniture or a big plastic Buddha for the front yard. That's for us.
Right. Wait, the plastic Buddha?
Well, it's going to look like it's a heavy statue, but we can't afford a heavy statue, so it's plastic.
Oh, poor Buddha. No, what I would say, I think you're right, because you're saying like, okay, you're claiming that these things are for us, but really they're for you, and then you can like loosely justify. So maybe what you need to do is start somehow coming up with a loose justification as to why the things you buy for yourself are actually for the house, right?
Hey, you got to help me out. Here's an example. A pair of retro Air Jordans Space Jam edition. How would I spin that so that that's good for the family?
Well, okay, maybe we're putting them on display. Maybe it's like some sort of like mantelpiece, Maybe we can like create like a shadow box sort of art deal and put it up and be like, look, see, it brightens up the hallway, or it brings dimension to, you got to learn all your HGTV words, right? Like this opens up, brightens the space.
Okay.
Right?
I like that. I like that. I might come to you for these HG terms because I don't. Right
Oh
now
yeah,
they're
yeah, yeah.
in a closet.
Space. Just call everything a space. Oh, this space. Oh, so you can do the light plays tricks on you with this space or this space. Everything's just no. There's no rooms anymore. It's just spaces.
Yeah, this space could use some basketball sneakers.
Right. Right. Yeah. Like this
I
space
get-
really could use vinyl record. I don't know. You buy records, really?
Yeah, I'm such a dork. I don't
Yeah,
know why.
yeah, yeah. I don't know. I don't know anything about that, but you could decorate a wall with vinyl records for sure. You actually could do that.
I could, but then
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
you can't play them.
Just
We have an actual record player.
oh, you have a record player?
Yeah, it's like, well, yeah, of course. I don't. Yes,
I don't know why the hell you're buying records. You ever heard of iTunes? But I
I
no,
like
no,
the
no.
track.
I'm trying to keep it positive. By the way, me and my wife have a I just want to say this before we get any further and I'll forget. But me and my wife have separate checking accounts, unlike you
Hmm.
guys. And I've heard the advice both ways. We're just very lazy. So when we got married, like, I don't know, that seems like a whole extra. We're going to close these bank accounts, start a new one. And we're still with Wells Fargo. That's how lazy we are. They're basically stealing. We're like, that's good enough. I don't know. I'm not going down there and changing my account. So we have a
Hey,
separate account.
doesn't Wells Fargo have a history of like ripping off their customers and
Oh
like
yeah, yeah,
they
they're
have a
horrible.
marketing campaign that involved an apology?
Yeah, no, they're the worst bank in America. Like, not in America, in the world, probably. I don't know what bank could possibly be worse. But they just bank on the apathy of the American consumer, which
Worked for
we're
you?
showing up for them. So we have Wells Fargo for just our checking account anyway, and it's the same thing though. Really, when you think about it, it's still the same money. It's like it's all the same money, just comes out of different accounts, but it does feel different. And sometimes, like, I'll bitch about my wife will order like a movie or something. And it's like, how many streaming services do we have to have before we can just exhaust those? And but she'll like rent, some obscure movie off of Amazon, and I'll see the charge. But before I can say shit, she'll Venmo me the $3.99 or whatever, so I can't complain. But it's like it's all the same money, and now I look awful because you're looks like I'm making my wife Venmo me for purchases, so I look very cheap. So anyway, that doesn't really help you. I just wanted to get that
No,
off
that's
my chest before I
yeah,
move on
that's
any further.
hilarious. That's
But
you just
yeah,
wanted to put that out in the universe so people can't one day be like, why were you making her pay you
right.
for
I
those?
don't make her Venmo me any money.
She
And it's
just pays
stupid.
you.
And it doesn't make any sense. It just shows you how stupid money is because it's just this weird pretend thing that's out in the universe. It's like me and my wife, it's the same money, but for some reason we have to give a little bit to Amazon, and then she has to give a little bit to Venmo, and then Venmo has to give a little bit to Wells Fargo, and then Wells Fargo gives a little bit to me. It's such a weird, odd system that nobody's, I don't know how is this productive for society, but there you go.
Get back to the gold standard,
Yeah. Just trade goods and services like basketball shoes and records.
which
That's
only
what you're doing. It's an
they only
investment. But you've told me about these basketball shoes before, and it's this. Maybe this is your other argument because you claim you like they are investments, right? Like you think you can
yes, I
you
did
like
tell you
trade
that
them like
I claim that,
stocks.
and I still claim that. Yes.
Well, maybe my language there wasn't great. Sorry, I'm gonna back up. You said that you make money off of these basketball shoes.
Well, I have. I mean, I have sold some. It's an emotional thing. It's all nostalgia. That's why I'm a sucker for this stuff. And I have sold. I rarely will pay above retail just because on principle that takes the fun out of the hunt. For rare
Right.
Jordan, you got to get them on the release, whatever. But like, it's such an attachment. Like I remember when each one came out. Like some are like, oh, I had these. I bought them from a garage sale, and now they're new. Because I never could have them growing up. So like, there is an emotional attachment, but like to justify it to a wife,
Right.
why I'm buying, you know, why I have 20 some pairs of unworn Air Jordans. I
But you
have
know what
to.
the ultimate like equalizer is? My dad used to say that because do you golf? You don't golf, right? No, my dad never golfed, and I'd always hear him say that, and I don't golf, and I always hear him say that. He's like, "Well, I could golf, you know how much money and time and resources golf takes? It's hours and hours and thousands of dollars. So anytime, I mean, you could always throw the golf. I don't golf. That's a great, for any man who doesn't golf, it's a great thing to just remind people. Everywhere, like, hey, I'm not sucking. That's the ultimate resource sucker is
A
golf.
fucking what?
Sucking resources, not
Oh, okay.
anything. I'm not. Yeah,
I thought you
not
were
sucking
changing.
anything.
I thought you were changing. Like, hey, at least I'm not sucking dicks in rest areas. Well, this is a total different argument.
Just 0 to 60 in your justification for your basketball shoes. Like, look, I don't golf. I don't suck dick. Okay, I'm a pretty good husband. It's like, God, all right, fine.
Jeez,
Talk
fine.
about something else.
That is, I do like that. I will try to use that, but I already know her. I know how her mind works, and she's gonna say, "Well, do you know what I don't do?" And then she'll point out that something that she doesn't do that all of her friends do. None of
Yeah,
my friends golf. I have no connection to golf. I don't know how to golf. I don't even know the rules of golf.
yeah.
So that's just like grabbing out of thin air. What are you talking about golf for?
It's like
You
I'm
know?
not an astronaut. Okay, you know how long astronauts are gone?
Yeah.
You were never gonna be an astronaut. Yeah, okay, I see. I think maybe you play up more the like they're an investment. You know, like look, the things you buy, plastic Buddha. What's the resale price on a plastic Buddha?
Right.
0. Okay, no one's buying. That is Facebook free group fodder right there. Is a plastic Buddha. That is straight up next door app. I'm giving this away, plastic Buddha. But these shoes you can actually resell for money. Like if push came to shove, you guys had to sell a bunch of stuff. Your
Mhm.
stuff you could sell for value. These are this is like stocks. This is like
I would sell them for
responsibility.
more than. I mean, I could sell them for more than I paid.
See, there you go. So it's an incredible argument right there.
But then our marriage would fall apart because I'd be bitter. So
Right.
there's pros and cons.
That would be ironic if you guys got divorced and then she took all your basketball shoes because they were like the most valuable thing they that you had.
They're worth more than my annual income as a comedian.
Now you want the shoes? Now they're valuable? But the lawyers
Just telling
say,
her
yeah, you
lawyer,
know
I
what?
always had an interest in Michael Jordan basketball shoes. What?
No, but I'm with you. I think you play up the investment angle, and if that doesn't work, you try to make them more for, you could get your kids. Maybe your kids are interested in music or basketball, right? They like
Yeah,
Michael Jordan, maybe.
they have their own Jordans that she rolls her eyes at.
Okay.
Fine
Well,
children Jordans, they just don't last long. They're good for like what, 4 months,
oh,
and
I
then
know.
never
Yeah. But you can go, look, I have them and the kids have them. It's like a bonding. I do it to like share that experience with them because they're going to grow up and they're always going to love these shoes and remember their dad getting them and that he loves them. And that creates an emotional bond. It's like you got to bond over something, You
I'll
don't
be like,
golf. What are you
the
going to bond
Jordan.
over?
That's my way of connecting with the kids and excluding you, right? Like we all
Right,
have
right.
Jordans.
It's our special thing. Yeah,
Yeah, I like
that'll
that.
work.
All right.
That's
I
pretty
like
good.
it. All right, you gave
I
me a
think I
lot of good
came up with
advice.
something
That's
good
great.
there.
I got
What's
big
that?
shoes to fill now. I got to support you. You gave me some good.
Well, I think I've got a I've got an interesting one. It's going to be a little challenging maybe for you, but
I'm
and
up.
you know what? In the interest of fairness too, because we don't want this to become something where we're bashing our wives all the time because we really do love our wives, and that's not what it's about. But
Oh, I might have to
I
change the second one then. Just kidding. Okay, go ahead.
no, I'm gonna because I'm gonna. That was a good. I just threw that out there for what I'm about to say. But like
Okay.
on a previous episode, I talked about a trashy show that my wife really liked that I didn't, which was this "Listen to Your Heart" bachelor type music show. But
Mm-hmm.
there's another show that's very trashy that I love that my wife can't stand, and it's called My 600 Pound Life. Do you ever watch My 600 Pound Life?
No, but I think I've heard of it.
Well,
What's the,
it's a very complicated premise. I don't know if I can explain it to you. I don't have time to catch you up on the plot. But basically, it follows someone who weighs 600 pounds and their journey
in
to
their
no
life?
longer,
Okay.
yeah, in their life. Yeah.
Okay.
So you can see why they call it My 600 Pound Life. So she finds it very depressing, and it's like, it's kind of like, it's on TLC, so it's kind of like Hoarders in the sense that they really don't glamorize the situation. They show all the dirty details, and they
Yeah.
always show them at the beginning. They always show them naked. They blur it out, but they show them naked in the shower, which is really dehumanized when you think about it. It's like, because when they lose all the weight, they never show them naked. It's like, oh, now you've earned the right to have privacy. But
Privacy
before,
community. Yeah.
yeah. So
Is it a
anyway,
different person each episode, or is it like a
yeah.
season?
Believe it or not, they've found enough 600-pound people in the United States to make like 12 seasons of
Oh,
this
so
show.
did they just get like at one of the ports of the cruise lines and just like
Yeah, no, it's just
hey, do
carnival.
you want to
Yeah,
be
yeah,
in the
yeah.
show?
Right. It's only Houston. Well, actually, it's funny that they did start out and it was just in Houston. There's this doctor who works out of Houston, who then they go see this doctor who specializes in obesity, and they try to get the weight loss surgery if they lose enough weight. Anyway, I love it because it's kind of like inspiring, because you see these people, they have like horrible circumstances and they're trying to make their lives better. And she detests it because she just finds it like depressing and whatever. And she's like, why are you interested in that, or why do you want that? But my real reason that I love it, I have this like weird fantasy. This is the part that's going to be hard to back me up, but I have this weird fantasy, and I kind of wish I could be 600 pounds. And not because I want to roll around in a cart or like poke things with sticks and get people to do, not for any of the laziness, but I just like the idea of losing the weight. It seems like this like
Okay.
challenge. It's like if your whole thing, if you're 600 pounds, right, and you're like, you got to lose 50 pounds, like you can do that really fast. And then it's like this whole like huge mountain decline, but then it would feel really good. And then you get down to 250 pounds and you look fantastic and everybody's complimenting you. And really you're just, you know, still eating a fair amount of calories every day at 250 pounds. But like, I kind of like can't stop thinking about what would I do if I woke up tomorrow and I was 600 pounds, like, all right, it's on, and then you can just do very simple exercises and that like burns a lot of calories and stuff.
I can get behind that. Now that you explain the reason why, you're basically you don't want to be 600
Yeah.
pounds. You want to have the potential to accomplish big things,
Right.
and that provides a
Okay.
lot
So,
of potential.
right. So here's kind of part of what I'm thinking. So like I could stand to probably lose like 15, 20 pounds. Right.
Okay.
But me to lose that 15, 20 pounds would require so many sacrifices. I'd have to probably stop drinking beer, or I'd have to stop eating ice cream or something,
Yeah.
working out way more. But if I'm 600 pounds and I need to lose like 400 of those 600 pounds, that really doesn't require any real changes to my life that I'm living right now. Now, it would require changes to my life if I were 600 pounds. But like if I just woke up tomorrow at 600 pounds and then I just get to have that experience of losing all that weight, it'd give me a lot of self-esteem, I feel like.
I agree, because you feel good when you lose weight, you feel good when you exercise,
Right.
and you get to see, like, now you work, when you're whatever, you're trying to lose 10, 15 pounds, and you're not
Right. And
600
nobody
pounds
even notices.
hard, and you don't even notice. You have to get on the
Right.
scale to know if it happened.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like if you mow the grass, and if
Mhm.
you mow your grass every week, even if you have it at the lowest setting, it's not
Yeah.
that sad. It like looks better when you're done, but it's not like
Good
that
point.
satisfying.
Yeah.
But if you let it grow to like 6 feet and you get out there and you weed whack it first, and then you mow it at the highest and mow it again at the lowest, then you look back and you like the before and after, you're like, oh, this is incredible. I feel like I did something today.
Yeah. I think you should go for it.
Yes. That's what I was waiting for you to
I'm
say.
with you. I am with you.
That's
Well,
the backup I needed.
but you're saying, I mean, not to be insensitive, but like, doesn't every single person on this show have that weird skin that, like, you
Oh,
know,
yeah. Oh, the
would be
flaps.
that? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's a sad, I mean, it is a challenge. That would, but you can get. So first you get first Doctor Now makes you lose like weight to show you're committed, and also you have to lose a little bit of that weight to have the surgery, just because it's dangerous in certain ways to have any kind of surgery. And so then if you have the
Have
stomach
what, the
surgery,
surgery to
oh
get
sorry, yeah, it's a very complicated show. I shouldn't gloss over any. They
right.
have the stomach surgery where they reduce the size of your stomach, so you
Oh,
can't eat as much. And so then
and
after
you're
that,
saying they have to lose weight in order to get that surgery.
right? Because one, I think it shows like a commitment,
Yeah.
and then two, it actually is just not safe to do the surgery at certain weights.
Okay.
But then you're right. Then they get the skin. Then they have all the loose skin. Then you can have but you can get surgery to remove that loose skin.
And then does it look normal or does it look
Yeah.
weird?
No, it looks great. I don't know. They never get that far in the show.
Well, I guess they don't show them in the shower after
No,
that.
they
Huh?
don't show them naked anymore. It is so. That's one part of the show I'll quibble with, is that they shouldn't be. They really don't treat them like human beings in the beginning. It's not until they lose the weight that all of a sudden they treat them like people. But you know, I don't know. But yeah, you'd have to get the skin surgery, and then the other thing you really have to look out for sore when you're that weight, because the fat fold. There's a lot of folds, and then you
Yeah.
get sores in underneath your folds. You gotta be careful there.
Uh,
Yeah, but I'm ready for it. If I were 600 pounds, I've watched that show so much. I know how I'd.
know how to do it?
I know how I'd attack it.
There we
Bless
go.
you.
Thank you.
What an exclamation point to that topic.
Yes.
All
Hot
right.
chew.
What do you got, Johnny?
So you're gonna do it then?
I'm doing it. I'm going for it. I think my wife will be disappointed, but then the inspiration, people will be like, anything's possible. Andrew lost 450 pounds,
Yeah, it was really weird how he gained it, but he gained it on purpose.
I think he's
Then
unhappy.
Yeah.
No. He's out to
He had
prove
something
something.
to do. He was really bored during the quarantine.
Yeah. Andrew had a rough quarantine. Why? What happened? He put on 400 pounds.
And then he lost it.
Then he lost it.
But he's a lot happier now.
Yeah. But now he has a story. That's the other thing. It's like I don't have much of a story, My life pretty down the middle, pretty typical, So like if I
You and I
had
with our parallel boring lives.
so I feel like he gained and lost 400 pounds in a year story would be noteworthy.
Yeah.
Write a book.
You write a book.
At least I get on the show.
Story.
Yeah. Anyway, so thank you. That's good backup. You've inspired me.
When you started it, I was I was like, okay, this is, I don't know. And you were talking about poking things with a stick to get what you want. I thought you were like talking.
Well, no, what I'm not trying to do, I'm not trying to glamorize being 600 pounds. Like, I know it's not a fun thing. Like, you have pain and people look at you different. And like, because some people might, who aren't familiar with the oh, it'd be great if I was 600 pounds. I would never have to walk. I could roll around in my cart and I don't know where I got it with the stick. I don't know where I was going.
Like
My idea is, what's that?
It's like, isn't that what Homer does in The Simpsons?
Yeah, he might have a stick or like a grabber, like the grabber thing. That's what he's got. Yeah, and that, yeah. So maybe that's where I was going. But I'm not trying to make it seem fun and cool to be 600 pounds. I understand that that is a burden.
Lose.
I want to lose it.
Lose yet?
Because it would be a challenge. It'd be a big,
Yeah.
Some people want to take like DMT to see, the other side of life. I want to see life at 600 pounds and then get to the other side of that.
I support you.
That's what I'm looking for.
You got it. All right. So here's mine.
Okay.
Okay. So we talked about in a previous episode. We talked about not knowing our neighbors' names. Blah blah blah. Here's my thing. What's your take on when you meet someone and you say, hey, I'm trying to be positive. I'm at a party. Oh, hey, it's good to meet you. I'm like, okay, I'm going to remember this guy's name. I'm going to be social. I'm going to be assertive. Hey, I'm Johnny. What's your name? I'm not going to be shy and quiet because I don't know how to talk to people. Hey, and then they say, we have met like 3 times.
Oh
Blah
my.
blah blah. That just makes me want to be like, okay, our relationship's over. I don't care. That's not because it happens to me. You know, someone will do that to me, and I immediately empathize. I'm like, they don't know they met me. I'm not gonna be. I don't like it when people are dicks to me. So I'm just gonna. I won't point it out. You know,
Right.
or I'll have it come up in some way where they remember. You know, or I'll be like, oh, it's good to meet you too. Wait, and I'll just be like, wait, did you do and I'll act like, hey, let's remember this together. You know what I mean?
Yes. Yeah, there's definitely a subtle way to go, I think we met. Did we meet?
Yeah.
Like 100%. Like I met this motherfucker like 10 times. Did we have you,
Right,
yeah, you look
exactly.
so familiar. Yeah, you definitely look in the name definitely sounds we've probably met like 1,000, who knows?
We probably met like 2 years ago at the Burbank Festival or something
Who know?
like
Yeah, I mean, I
that.
meet a lot of people, but no,
Because
I
I was at a club, and it was one of the shows. There were a bunch of comics in LA, and I did that to a guy, or I was just like, oh, hey, good set, or whatever. I'm Johnny, blah blah blah, and he like got really mad at me,
yeah.
and I was just like, and all that I didn't feel bad at all. I was like,
Uh,
are you kidding me?
I've only okay, so I'm 100% behind you on
Yes.
both aspects because I get forgotten all the time. People forget they met me all the time. But on the other side, because I'm
You
not
wouldn't
good
if
with
you were 600 pounds, I'll tell you that.
that's another reason to gain and lose 600 pounds because either way, they're like, holy shit, that's you. Like at any point in the journey, it's like a holy shit moment for them.
Right.
But anyway, I digress. So yeah, I've been on both sides of it a million times. In Los Angeles, that's like just par for the course. People are just not going to remember you and you're going to forget because you're just meeting a lot of people and
Yeah.
whatever. But I've never made it weird except for once. One time I challenged it where I'm doing the thing that you described. And I agree, it's not a good thing. But I was just it had been so many times and I'd
Oh,
even
that you had
had,
been forgotten.
yes. And it was a comic. I won't say his name, but like it was so many times and it was getting so demoralizing for me. And it was
Maybe
recent. They were like chunked up in a row and it's like you're just willfully forgetting that we've met. And then he said, I remember he said like to be funny, I was like, oh, we've actually met before. I didn't make a big deal, but I was like, oh yeah, yeah, we've met before. And I wasn't getting mad, but I had to at least say that because I was like, my soul is on the line here.
right.
And to be funny, he was like, oh yeah, name five. You know,
He said what?
as he said, oh yeah, name five. That's what he said. Like if we've met before, name 5 times that we've met. Like he was saying that as a joke, right?
Oh, okay.
And I was like, you know what? I can name 5 times. And like a lunatic, I named 5 times that we had met
That's
before because it burned a hole in my because this guy was forgetting me so much. It was bothering me so much.
well, good for
Um,
you. That's
yeah,
terrible. Like you were fed up and you didn't do anything bad. You just said we have met
right.
because he was the
Yeah,
strong
I was
person,
just like, it's
and then
getting
you had the
awkward.
gall to try
Right.
to call your bluff.
Yes.
That's balls.
No, but so I agree with you though. Like 100%. Don't make it weird. Don't make it like a personal attack. People forget people, and like most of the time, and it's not personal. It really has nothing. I don't think it has anything to do. We're being a little self-deprecating, saying we get forgotten a lot, but it doesn't even have anything to do that we're not this incredibly charismatic people. I really just think that happens to everybody. So you just
Yeah.
need to like not take it personally.
Amen.
Yeah. And also my friend Ryan, he is like that person who got mad at you. My friend Ryan, he's from New York. He loses his mind. He just can't believe it when someone doesn't. I don't know. I think it's a New York thing, but he just can't believe it when someone doesn't remember him. It could be the president. He just he's like, what are you talking about? You remember me. How can you not remember me? And he tries to describe it to them. It's like, you sound like a maniac doing that.
Yeah, he just makes himself sound even worse. Like
I
more.
know, I know. It's not beneficial for anybody.
Oh, I hope he's listening.
He isn't. No, no, no.
Oh, okay.
No, he is not. But yeah, no, I'm with you on that. That is such a nightmare.
I wish I could remember exactly what
Because
he.
how do you go, right? Like, how do they expect that to go? So they challenge you. They're like, "Oh, we've met before," in like a arrogant tone.
I was
It's like,
like, "Are you kidding me? We've
right,
met like blah 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 times." Okay. Oh, sorry. What am
right.
I going to say? I
Where do
mean,
they see
I
the
was mad. Like he wants me to be like, oh my god, I feel so. But I was like, I should have, I was just, it just made me mad because I was like, are you kidding me? I'm going out on a limb. I'm trying to be assertive. I'm being nice. I'm complimenting you, and you're gonna try to make
and
me
right, and where do they see the relationship progressing from there? Like, okay, now I remember meeting you, and I'll remember that you're an asshole.
right. Yes, I'll remember not to talk to you if I see you across the room next time.
You could have remained anonymous, and then you could have just tried again the next time we meet. I don't know. I actually think it's great to just keep re-meeting people, because it's like gives you a second chance to
Yeah.
be this whole different person. If you
Being
didn't make
first
like a great
impression.
impression,
Yeah.
I don't know. But yeah, no, I'm with you.
Oh, good.
That
Solid.
seems very annoying. Oh, and speaking of remembering, that leads me perfectly into my last area where I need backup. But remembering faces. So, do you? Is there any part of you that gets freaked out by like the surveillance state, like facial recognition technology or any of this stuff?
Is there any part of me?
Yeah.
Like my penis, or what do you mean?
Yeah. Does your penis get freaked out? No, because here's what I'm saying. We were at my wife and I were at this protest on Saturday, and there was like a drone going above, and that's like, and it occurred to me that I just didn't care at all that drone was there surveilling us. And then this could be my privilege, or because I don't have to worry about the cops following me home or whatever. But I don't, at the airport, when they take your if anybody ever wants to take my fingerprint or do a body scan or
Mm-hmm.
my facial recognition or have my name in a database, I'm just so fine with it. I don't know if that makes me a bad American or like I don't care about privacy rights, but I really don't care at all if people know everything about me.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, I'm with you too. Why do people care? Because they don't want to be marketed to, or
Yeah, yeah, that's another thing. Like people are like, "Oh, it's so creepy. I searched for hammocks on Google. Next thing you know, I'm on Instagram and I get an ad for hammocks." And I was like, "Who gives a shit? Maybe you're gonna find a good deal on a hammock."
right?
you know it doesn't. It's like, yeah, they're monitoring me. They know my search history. They know my tweets. They're able to take my tweets and cross reference that with Alexa and my iPhone and know where I am and where I've been. It's like, great, let them know. If they,
Yeah.
God bless them, if they're willing to do the detective work to figure out where I am. I just don't understand what the problem is for me.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why. I mean, I'm totally with you in the same exact way, and I still don't understand. I mean, aside from the marketing to you, what's
Right,
what's
because
the danger?
they just people get so. It just seems like I'm glad that you're with me, because it just seems like people get so upset. Like I feel like I'm in the minority all the time.
Like
Like,
people
oh,
are
we
like,
can't.
well, it's an invasion of privacy.
Right, we can't have facial recognition technology because then they're gonna know
Where
who
I
you
was
are
at times.
everywhere. It's like, I don't know, because like anything that'll make it faster for me to get in somewhere, I'm like for. So
Right?
if that works, like at the airport, if they can just scan my face and I don't have to go for my wallet or great.
Is that a thing? Do they have
I
it at
don't
the
know.
airport?
I don't
No.
know. And I'm probably describing like a fascist state, but it sounds delightful to me. like, and I don't know why, like sometimes I'll have like, they'll be like, you ever, everybody's worried about losing their passport. Like you go to another country, you go to like Italy or something, like, oh, where's the pass? You got to have the pass. If I lose this passport, I can't get home. And I've never understood that either, because it's like, you guys know everything about me. You can Google me, right? You're supposedly know. Why do I need this passport? You can't figure it out in 2 seconds. You have these whole files on people.
So you're like, not only does it not bother you, you're like, hey, come on, let's speed it up, get it
Take
out.
it farther. Let's go. Let's go with the fascism. I'm ready. Like I just don't like the privacy thing. I've never quite.
Maybe I don't
I don't
understand.
understand the like fear for privacy.
Maybe I don't understand fascism, but how is that?
I don't know. I'm probably throwing that word around. I don't really know what it means either. We're not
It's
the
a hot
show.
word these days. It's a hot word.
I know it's a hot word, but we're not the show to debate fascism. We're gonna have to get a dictionary out before we have a debate about fascism. No, but I'm like, I guess it's like you don't want the government to know too much about you, because then they can control you.
Yeah.
But I just reject that. Like, they can know a lot about me, but I don't feel like they can control me just because they know a lot about me. But maybe I'm wrong.
I mean, I don't know. There are countless comedians have talked about this premise, but like we, happily put everything they could want to know out ourselves.
Right,
It's
right.
all
Like
it's all volunteered.
people
I'm
cannot wait to tell you their opinions on everything in their life, and that they're having a kid and that they got married and all this stuff.
picture of their house, where they live. Yeah.
Yeah. It would be funny to find out like there's people, like just regular people, but they're putting out like false flag family campaigns. Like they're telling everyone they got married, but really they didn't. And we're having a baby. It's like, we're not having a baby. We want the government. We don't want the government. We want them off our trail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we want to get ads for baby monitors in our
Right.
feed. We don't
No,
really.
we don't want ads for things we want. We want ads for things we'll never buy.
Yeah, that's how you beat the system.
Because I did do that. I was on YouTube and I got an ad, and I was like, I don't want these ads. I'm just very anti ads. I think most people are anti ads.
Mhm.
So I clicked on something to like get rid of them. But what I realized, it didn't get rid of the ads. What it did was it got rid of them being tailored to me. So now the ads are no longer like for things that I've searched for. They're just for random things, which is so
Now
much
you're not getting
worse.
ads for like mustache brushes and stuff.
Right. It's like, and I need new ones. I go through them very quickly.
Right, right.
Right. I'm keeping the mustache brush industry alive. That's where all $1,200 of my stimulus check
Mustache
went
brushes.
to mustache brushes and related creams.
Sure. Cool, cool.
No, okay. Well, so you're not too worried about the surveillance state either. So you're pretty. You got my
No,
back on this.
no, I think that's fantastic. I think we should do that.
You're putting your face in your phone. You don't put little tape over your computer camera screen.
Well, I do. Yeah, I only do that when I pull out my wiener, but then I take the tape off afterwards.
But are you even worried about that? That's what's That's funny to me too. Like, so what are
Have
they
you
gonna
ever have you
do
ever
with
got those
this?
email scams where it's like,
I
you get an
haven't.
email. It's like, we have video of you masturbating and it's going to all your friends. I'm just like,
Right.
I, if you send it to me, I want to see it.
Right.
I want to see it.
Right. But
I
yeah,
want to see what it looks like, because if I mean, I could film myself doing it, but then I know I'm being filmed, so I obviously look different. I want to see what I look like doing it when I don't think I'm being filmed. So I want to see a
right.
copy. And the fact that they're like, no, they're like, we won't
Right.
show, we're only going to release it if you don't pay us $10,000. Like, nah, nice try, bud.
Yeah, because it would be a good. I bet you look better when you don't know you're being filmed,
I don't know.
because you're in the moment. You're not thinking about. I know, like when you're doing comedy and you're being taped, you kind of are like robotic. You
Yeah.
don't want when you're masturbating, you really want to look like you're doing it
If
for
you
the
know
first
that you're,
time.
yeah. Like, if you know you're being filmed, you're gonna like wink at the camera and
Yeah, a lot of winking, a lot of
yeah.
performative gestures, like going way too big with it, and then the end going crazy and stuff. And Yeah, you don't want to put on a show. You just want to
Right.
be
I want it to
natural
be real. I want it to
and
be
give them
real.
the real show. Yeah,
So you get it.
you
Yeah.
get it. We get it. There is no number. I mean, 10,000 is such a reach. I wouldn't pay 10,000. I don't
What
even
if,
think I'd.
okay, that's a good question. What if you got that scam email and you're like, yeah, what is this? And then there was an attachment and it was you jerking off. What is
Right,
the number where you'd be like, all right, I gotta.
$100. If I knew for sure it would go away, I would pay up to $100 just to not have to deal with the inconvenience of sending like a text to be like, "Hey, you're gonna get this weird thing. I don't know what to tell you." If I were you, I'd start putting tape on your camera. But like $10,000, are you kidding me?
Well, what
Hell
about
no.
$130? No?
I mean, you got to draw a line somewhere. I don't know. 130 probably 100. You could talk me up to like 150, but 200 bucks.
I don't, okay, I don't know why I'm
But then
talking.
you don't even okay. But if you this is if you knew for sure it would make the problem go away forever.
Yeah, that's another thing to consider. You gotta be like, well, how do I know you're not gonna just be like, hey, I
Okay,
saved
but
the
just
file?
in this hypothetical, let's say that you knew somehow for sure it's going away forever.
And your number is 150. That's your high number.
Yeah, that's my high number because I think it would be bad, but then people would just get over it. They go, well, if they really thought about it, they go, I mean, I've jerked off before, like.
Yeah. You know what I would do?
Oh,
I don't know what my number is. I mean, just for whatever my number is, I pay it, but I'd also say, all right, here's the $500, but can you still send it to my buddy Jason and my brother? You know?
right. I would pay for a boost, like
Right?
on Facebook. If I look good, like you said, like, oh, it looks pretty good, I would be like, let's get that out there.
Yeah.
Here's some key search terms. I want to be. I want it played. I want to play it in Kansas City quite a bit. No, I don't know. I like. I would pay some money just to not deal with the hassle of it and like my parents and stuff. But ultimately, my number is very low
Okay.
because it's not. I think I could just send like a mass text like, "Hey, you guys, you can get this weird thing." Also, you could just claim it's now. Here's the other thing about the weird world we're living. You just
Deep
claim
fake.
it's like someone doctored this video of me. It's not even real. It's a
This is
deep
a deep
fake.
fake. Someone put a deep fake. They even matched my chode birthmark. I don't know how they did it, how they knew
Right.
about
Somehow they knew my taste in pornography down to a T.
it. Right.
They really nailed my I don't know why I'm even admitting that, but they nailed exactly the type of stepmom I am into.
They photoshopped pictures of my kids into frames in the background next to me.
How did they know?
Crazy.
Yeah. They knew what I like to yell out during, before and after. But yeah, you could claim it's a deep fake for sure. And then they wouldn't really believe you, but they would just, for polite society, they'd go, oh yeah, that's horrible. And then they tell little stories about you when they get home. But, it's not like you're committing a crime or something.
Yeah. And you could be like, "Ooh, I wonder how many people are masturbating to my masturbation tape." Right?
Yeah. That's the new.
That's the new TikTok.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's some sort of pornographic TikTok,
Some
which I'm
sort of,
sure already exists.
yeah.
Which is the rule of pornography. If you can think of it, if we just thought of it,
Yeah,
it
it's out.
already exists somewhere. So too late. But anyway, that was a good deep discussion we've had here on the podcast about fascism and the
Yeah.
surveillance state
We hit
and
all the hard topics.
circular masturbation videos.
Mm-hmm.
This was an enlightening and important discussion, Johnny. Thank you for
It's
joining
like
me.
a special edition episode.
We should charge more. This one's under the paywall.
Yeah. This will be
Pay us $5 if you want to see this podcast and don't want us to send your friends and family a video of you masturbating. Pay us $150.
No, if you don't want us to send a video of me masturbating to your
Right.
family, pay $5 for this episode.
That sounds like murky waters. I mean, all of that was a crime before, but that sounds like a very specific
Yeah, that's
sex crime.
Yeah, that's different. Yeah, you're right.
We're gonna have to rethink our strategy, but somehow we're gonna get some money from doing this podcast
because this was such a good one.
Because this was a great one. This was a deep, enlightening, fascinating podcast. Yeah,
I agree. I feel supported. I feel like I've grown as a person. How about you?
Yeah, we'll go with that.
That was not promising.
We'll go with that. If you guys, thank you everybody for listening. If you like the show, please leave a review. Please leave a 5-star review, and also leave a comment with what you need backup on in your life, because we would love to shout you out on the show and discuss it on a future episode. And correct. We're on YouTube too.
Follow our Facebook, our Instagram, and our Twitter.
Facebook, Instagram. You might think you've done enough. You might be like, "Oh, I followed you on Facebook, and I've downloaded every episode, and I've rated it." You haven't done enough. You can subscribe on YouTube. You can follow us on Instagram, Twitter. It's all out there, and you need to do your part. We feel like we're doing our part. Do you feel like you're doing your part?
Yes.
I think you're doing a lot of work. I think I'm doing a lot of work. It's up to everybody else now.
That is really not carrying their weight here.
They
and if we have to turn on you one more time, we might just quit this bullshit. Just kidding. We'll be here forever. Keep supporting us.
Right.
We appreciate you, listeners. We do this for you. Andrew, next time I see you, I hope you're looking a little. I hope you're a little chunkier and on your
Put
way.
it on. Roll. Yeah. Oh, we'll get started tonight. Go get some Ben and Jerry's.
Sweet.
All right, buddy.
All right.
That's it. See you next time on the Cavalry.
On